Hey guys, I'm just checking in. I'm going to share some coaching with you that I delivered this morning to some groups. And I feel it'd be really, really handy for any of you guys looking to become a bit happier, because when we want to get fit and healthy, we do exercise, we do burpees. And it makes sense because it's like, actually, I'm fit, I've got some fat, I need to go to do some exercise, I need to eat better. When it comes to emotional health, it's sometimes harder to access the kind of tools that are going to help you get going with this stuff. They're not clear cut and they're not always straightforward, because sometimes we think just going and doing burpees is going to make us feel better. Well, for sure it will, but there's also more helpful strategies that are going to help us get happier and feel better, be more positive. And I'm going to talk about them in a second. But what I want you to think about first is that when you do anything in your life, it becomes easier to do. When you wake up and you check Facebook, you become much better at doing that. It's the first thing you think of every day. When you think a certain thought a certain time of day, like hunger, you become programmed to feel that hunger. And what your brain is looking to do is find and wire patterns to make your life easier, because if you have to think about everything, that's tiring, it's taxing. So what happens is, if let's take an example now, you get somebody in your past when you were 17 call you fat. So that gave you an inclination that you might have been fat. And then you told it to yourself. You said to, oh my God, I'm fat. So you've got this minor belief. And what has actually happened on a neurological level is that you've hardwired two neurons together with a little connection that when you think and look in the mirror, you play that story out. And then what happens is, because you've said that so many times, your brain's gone, hang on a second, I need to make sure I keep this connection between when I see myself and calling myself I'm fat, because you keep doing it. So what happens, you get this thing called myelination occurring. And I want you to think of this like a copper cable. When you have a copper cable in an electricity circuit, it has a plastic wire around it to stop it leaking out, escaping, stop the electricity leaking out and escaping, and to make that circuit more efficient. Well, your brain operates in the same way. When you do multiple reps on these thoughts and these emotions, they become hardwired, and they become fact. When you look in the mirror then, you've done so many reps on calling yourself fat, it's a fact. It's so easy for that image to travel to the feeling of feeling crappy because you're fat. So how do you undo this? Well, first of all, it's a long process. It's not something that can happen overnight. It can happen quickly if you get the right coaching. But what we need to start doing is practicing things that undoes these cables, because the way that your brain works, it's the same as like when you lose your fitness, use it or lose it. Like you lose muscles in your arm, you lose neurons in your brain. They actually die when they're not accessed. Well, first of all, how do we do that? Well, it's a little bit like not giving your fire any fuel. If you pay attention to the more positive areas of your life, then the more negative areas don't have a purpose, so they're going to die away. So, say you started, instead of focusing on that you have body fat, is you started focusing on all the things that you're grateful for in your body. I'm grateful for my toes. I'm grateful for the fact that I've got nice shaped feet. I'm grateful for that I've got pretty eyes. I've got lovely eyelashes. Even if it's such a small thing, and you started doing the reps on that every single day, what you'd start to build is new beliefs about all the positives you have in your body. And the way that you do this is with a gratitude journal. It's writing down every single day something you're grateful for about your body. Okay, it can be about your health, it can be about an emotion, an experience, an object, or a person. You might not have a hang-up about being overweight, but you might have a hang-up about certain things like people in your lives. It could be you could have a hang-up about that you are not confident. Well, if you start doing small reps on being things that you believe to be confident, then what will happen over time, you'll accumulate some strength in that connection. Hope I'm making sense here, guys. Okay, so what it's a case of is accessing things like gratitude journals. Journaling actually really helps. Actually, believe it or not, one of the most, and there's some research, I'll try and dig it out and put it up on this email I'm going to send you, is that there's some research that shows now that going on Facebook the first thing in the morning is one of the worst things you could do for long-term happiness, because you're going into other people's shit straight in the morning. It's far more effective to concentrate on yourself. Fit your own mask first. So gratitude journals, you know, where you write down you're grateful for a person in your life, an object, an experience, an emotion that you're currently having. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm feeling happy right now. I'm so grateful that I'm feeling like I've lost something because I really valued that thing when I had it. I'm really grateful for my great health. When I'm ill, I always write in my gratitude journal how grateful I am for when I'm feeling well. Meditation is also a really, really good way to rewire this process of just actually slowing your brain down and allowing you to start looking in at what is going on here. It's like, actually, hang on a second. Am I overweight? Yeah, I have fat, but I'm not fat. It's like saying I am eyelash. I am cheek. Well, no, you're not. You're not cheek. You're not eyelash. You just have them. And it's the same with body fat. Meditation doesn't need to be sitting in this little lotus position, like eyes closed, cross-legged, in the top of a mountain. It can be done to music. It can be done with just 5 minutes deep breathing a day, silence, just some silence on the top of a mountain if you want to walk up there and sit on your own, or even just some slow cardio where you're not beating yourself and getting that meditative breathing going. And the final one is affirmation, is touching in with yourself every single day that I am, and I use stuff like a winner, powerful, happy, I'm courageous, I'm a leader, and I elaborate on that. And every single day I'm doing that stuff. And that really helps. So these are like affirmation, gratitude, meditation. I'm going to stick a little link to one of my, I've got a man crush on the guy. He's awesome, a guy called Sean Acker, who studies happiness. I'm just going to stick a link on this email to one of his things about gratitude and how well it works to up-level your happiness every single day. But this stuff isn't easy to do. This stuff doesn't come naturally to people, and sometimes it's the stuff we don't do because you can't buy it. It's not, and it's also one of the big things. It's free. You don't have to pay anyone to do this shit. It's free, and that's the great thing about it. But it's actually taking the time and saying, do you know what, there is value in this, and I can do it to make myself a bit more positive. And even just a 10-20% change, you're going to notice that in your life. You're going to feel uplifted. If I was to break down 20% of your day and put it in hours, if you were to spend like 2-3 hours a day more positive, you'd feel better. So these are the tools. If you want to know how to use them, just reply to the email. But I also will be delivering a seminar on how to use this stuff and how to program into your day and where to start. And we're even going to go through and run through exactly how. It's more of a workshop than a seminar. Like, we don't want to stand there and talk. More of a bit of an involvement as well. So Hardwiring Happiness, that's one of the books I actually read to get some of this stuff. Science is there for you guys, and these are the tools. If you've got any questions, reply to this email, and take a look at the link about the information on gratitude. Cheers for watching the video, and feel free to comment or to write back. Cheers.